सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमदास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतास्य पद्म पादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोडकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। नमः श्री शङ्करानन्द गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलासमहामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे। Verse number 260. Yeah. When it comes to a Mahatma, a Jivan Muktaha, externally we do not see any difference at all. For this knowledge that is happening is internal and it changes the perception of the person, priorities, behavior. Externally cannot be the judge, as we saw in the Tulsi Ramayana also. Now it's okay. Check, check. Are you able to hear me say this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because suddenly it went off this way or something. Or it was not there from the beginning. I don't know. Anyway.
Hariam Swamiji, you may need to spotlight yourself again, Swamiji.
Okay. I am in spotlight. Yeah, presently, yes. Yeah. Recording is on, right? Like Hanumanji or Jambavan, such other people who probably would not appear pleasant like human, but they are. So in the same way, Jivan Muktaha, their pravritti and nivritti cannot be the determining factor about their knowledge. So as it is said in 267, pravritto va nivritto va dehendriyamano diyam na kinchidabi vaishanyam. There will not be any difference at all. Asti Ajnani Vibuddhayoho. Between the Ajnani or ignorant person or a Vibuddha, a person of knowledge. There cannot be external change. People do wear Rudrakshamara, Jathadhari and all that, but by that itself cannot be construed as a person of knowledge. Whereas a person may not have such external appearances of like even a devotee, but in his own understanding and mind, he is ever connected, attached to, abiding in the highest knowledge. So, according to this standpoint of Vidyaranya, one cannot merely misconstrue a person by what he or she appears to be. So, that is why even Bhagavan Krishna has said in Gita, Utkramantam sthitam vavi bunjanam va gunanvidam vimudaha na anupashyanti pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. Those who have a jnana chakshu, jnanam eva chakshuhu, jnana chakshuhu, with the eye of knowledge, when they look at the world, jananti, they know, pashyanti, utkramantam sthitam va bunjanam va gunanvidam mudahana anupashyanti. They cannot see because of the impurity of the mind or because of the lack of viveka. So, here, next verse we read 268. Vartyashrotriya chotyaya yor veda Pata pata krita vida Naharadavastita vedaha Soyam nyayotra yajyatam Yojyatam. So the cutoff, the top is cut off here. Yojyatam. Vartyashrotriya yor veda Pata pata krita vida Naharadavasti vedaha Soyam nyayotra yojyatam. There is bida differences na aharat avastita vedaha. So here one should understand a person who is immoral, let us say, it is called Vartya. Vartya is a person who does not have morality. And between him and Shrotriya, a person of great knowledge, open the door, no? It's very warm here. Shrotriya means one who has exposure to the scriptures. Tayoho, Varta Shrotriyoho, or Veda Pada Apata Krita Vida. Veda Pada means those who have studied the Vedas, Veda Apata Krita. You did? Okay, good. Suddenly, what is on its own. Veda Pata Apata Krita. So, and then whether one is initiated into the study of the Vedas or one is not associated or studying the Vedas. So, it is these differences are external. But in between them, there is no difference in what? Na aharad avastita beda. Ahara adi. Meaning food. Oh, how? So people have this. The man of wisdom, does he eat? No, he will survive with the air. Does he drink? Of course, water he will drink. So, when it comes to physical body and its needs, like basic needs of eating and sleeping and drinking, etc., it is definitely will be the same. So, one cannot miss, because people would like to know, oh, a man of knowledge should be doing something which others don't do. Or what others do, he will not do it. That's what our Guruji used to say, chamatkar ke bina namaskar nahi milta hai. Kuch chamatkar dikhana hai. Some chamatkar has to show, then only namaskar milega. But chamatkar by itself does not show the knowledge. That Siddhi anybody can get. Ravana also had Siddhi. So many different powers he had. Does it mean that he's a Mukta Purusha, Jivan Mukta, or man of realization or wisdom? He must have the scholarliness, he must have the ability to understand the Vedas and repeat it and write and compose everything. But then, grocery bag like ghumta hai. Right? So then, na aharado, in the food, etc., asti vedaha, na asti vedaha. Aharado, na asti vedaha. In the eating, etc., there will not be any difference at all. Saha ayam nyaya astra yujyadam. Apply this nyaya here. Apply this logic here. Because it appears that a person of knowledge is also going through certain sorrows and sufferings in life. It will be because of the prarabdha. The bodily afflictions will be there. Whether they are really suffering and cursing themselves or not cannot be known by externally looking at them. As much as whether I am happy or not, how do you know? Tell me. Should I be? Is that what is mean by happiness? Internal contentment and joy, unless expressed, you will not know. It doesn't mean if I don't express it is not. Similarly, people look pleasant, but internally they are unhappy. So by just looking at a person, how will you know whether a person is happy or unhappy? So too, how the knowledge has elevated the individual to such an extent that he is in tune with that highest self and remaining in such a bliss, external physical body and its afflictions, even though that are there, whether he really suffers or not, cannot be known by the world outside. In ahara, etc., there will not be any bheda. Whether eating and drinking and walking and talking and moving about, there cannot be any difference, you see. That is why Bhagavan Krishna was asked this question, how does he samadhistasya Keshava? When he samadhi, what will he be? And then, how will he move about? Kimachara. Tell me about it. Describe me about what does he talk? How does he talk? How does he move about? Does Bhagavan mention anything special about him? Only thing he would say is, what others don't see, he will see. What others see, he doesn't care. Right? So what is darkness for everybody? For him, it is very clear. What is very clear for everybody, he says that is illusion. Your eyes will still report. Eyes will still report blue as blue, green as green, white as white, green, black as black. There is no change in that. The thoughts according to that will also be there. In fact, it is said even desire will be there. Whether he will pursue it or not is completely his choice. He may pursue it if it is beneficial for everybody. Yes. Not for, we do, one first question we'll ask, what is in it for me? Then only I'll go. If it is nothing that I get out of it, Maha Vairagya. Even the desire comes, it just gets dropped. Why? What called? Matlab ki baat hai. Right? Matlab. What is that? That's what I said. Mera kuch nahi isme. I am nothing out of this. Therefore, why should I pursue? Whereas a Mahatma will tirelessly work, as we have seen in Gurudev, 46 years of tireless working, because mera kuch nahi hai. If it can help people, if it can benefit the maximum, I will go for it. So here, na aharado asti vedaha. As I said before, once when I met him in his aunt's place, he was sitting there with one black tea and a banana for dinner. And he was so happily sitting there alone. So when I went to him and saluted, when I looked at that, my dinner. But otherwise, when he goes for, any yajna, etc., elaborate, 6, 7 items and all those things, those are all tamasha. I just do it. Because everybody wants it that way. That's okay. Let it be so. Yeah, if you people are happy with that, I will do that. But what I want is a black tea and one banana. That's it. That is it. So Mahatmas, when they appear to be whatever they externally cannot be judged by that only. So many Mahatmas will not even be known to the world. They are also there. Others may be famous and very well known to the world. They are also there. So just because nobody knows him does not mean that he is not wise. Because everybody knows, that doesn't mean that he is wise. That is also true. Because everybody glorifies does not mean he is a wise person. And nobody knows does not mean that he is not. So, na aharodo asti vedaha saha ayam nayaha. This logic atra yojyatam. Apply this. So, Vartya, as actually it is Vartya means the explanation is given is Ratya, fallen. That means one who investiture of sacred thread has not been performed, and Stotra is one who is initiated into the Vedic study. That's the difference between given. So, Vasa Shrotriya Veda Pata Apata Krita Pita. So, that is the difference between them, cannot be merely by external appearance and then behavior, etc. And then what will be the state of mind of a realized person, a man in abundance, a man who is at peace, a person who is content, one who is remaining in his highest nature? What would be his mind? That is said beautifully in Bhagavad Gita in the 14th chapter, while explaining the Gunatita Purusha. So the same thing is quoting here, first line. Nadveshti sampravrittani
Nadveshti sampravrittani
nanivrittani kankshati
nanivrittani kamshati
udasinavadasinah
udasinavadasinah
iti granti vidochyate.
iti granti vidochyate
Nadveshti sampravrittani nanivrittani kankshati udasinavadasinah iti granti vidochyate. Udasinavad asinah, as though indifferent. On what? On thoughts that appear in his mind. Obviously, we are our thoughts. We behave according to our thoughts. Our thoughts can be sometime pleasant, sometime unpleasant, sometime favorable, sometime unfavorable, sometime happy, sometime sad or sorrowful, bringing old memories. When the thoughts that are not pleasant, he does not act hatefully. Nat dveshti sampravrittani. When thoughts that are coming into his mind, in Gita it's a little differently pointed out. As it is said, sattva, rajas and tamas, these three kinds of thoughts based upon three gunas. Sattva brings about sukham, connected a person to the knowledge. Sukhe sanjayati, and jnanatmakam sanatmakaha sattva vrittihi. Rajas on the Raja karmani bharata sanjayati. Rajas is that which associates you with. Rajas is karma, pravritti. Whereas tamas is on ignorance, dullness, laziness, all that. Now, these three kinds of thoughts will appear in our mind, and whenever we have a sattvic thought of joy and happiness and making us go towards knowledge, we like it because we do not want to remain as fools. We want to pursue knowledge that can give us happiness, that can give us greater understanding. But those thoughts need not remain all the time. It can be replaced by a thought of rajas, get up and do something. achieve something according to the greed, according to desire, according to wanting, according to vasanas. Or you had Sunday afternoon nice lunch. What will happen after 1 o'clock? What? Anything that is said to you goes through 1 year and comes out the other year without making any change. Because you are not there. You are udasin. That udasinata is laziness. So when the thoughts that are pleasant, then it comes, one is not kankshati. So here it is said, in Gita it is said, nadveshti sampravrittani. He does not hate when rajasic and tamasic thoughts are appearing in his mind. Tesham nivrittani na kankshati. And he does not want them to go. A man of wisdom is one, neither he hates thoughts that are unpleasant, nor he wants them to be removed. Nivrittani kankshati. So in the Gita it is said that the wise man who has destroyed his desire does not hate what is present, nor does he hanker after what he has not. So he wants not what he does not have, nor he hates that which he does not want. What he wants, he does not go after it. What he does not have, he does not go after it. What he has, he does not want to get rid of it. Meaning, whatever be the nature of the mind and the thought that appears to him, udasina vadasina, remaining up above that. We don't have a choice, because when we think we are our mind, what else you can do? Whatever appears in the mind is me. When we have this misunderstanding and this is our habit, then we can never see there is no other choice. Whatever appears in my mind as thought or emotional feelings, that alone has to be pursued. I have no other choice. One man came home and said, "What are the choices I have for my dinner?" She said, "To have or not have." There is no other choice. If you go to a hotel or restaurant, you have choices. At home, what? You have not have. That's all the choice you have. Have water, that is another choice. So when mind is me, if I think that way, then whatever happens to the mind is what I am. Do I have any choice? The interesting thing is, I cannot curate my own thoughts also. I am victim. Whereas a person who is able to shift his identity from the bundle of thoughts called the mind to the higher nature of awareness, I am awareness, I am witness, I am not the thoughts I witness. I am Sakshi, Aham Atma. And I need not be influenced by the thoughts that arise in my mind. This is not suddenly one can come to that level of wisdom until a person continuously practices abhyas karke, because abhyas karne se hi hota hai. As thoughts arise, do not identify neither good thoughts nor bad. That's why udasin. Udasin avadasinah iti kranti bed. This is the difference. This is called Granthi Bed. Bid means to destroy. So Bid word can be, Beda can be, either it can be showing the difference, or Bid also means to cut. Granthi Bida Uchate. Granthi Bida means cut of the knot of the heart. Snapping of the knot of the heart. What is it? What is the Granthi? अध्यासः एव ग्रन्थिः अज्ञानमेव ग्रन्थिः कामस्य मूलं संकल्पः यदि आत्मनि आत्मभाव एव ग्रन्थिः. So that knot has been the knot is made knot. KNOT become NOT. Isn't like last claim I said, 202. Okay, what is it then? In India, that is a problem. 202. What's your room number? 202. Okay, then. There it is 2 NAUGST, not 0. So, where Granthi Bida Uchate. What is that? Udasinavadasina eva Granthi Bida Uchate. The knot of the heart removing, that is the state of Udasina. Now, interesting, therefore, in the Bhagavan, Krishna is talking about Gunatita Purusha, there in chapter 14. There he says, when Sattva arises, he is not trying to retain it or wanting it more and more of that, nor when Rajas and Tamas comes, he wants to get rid of it. But here, in the case, in the Panchadashi, anything that comes to his mind, he neither likes it to be there, nor he hates it to be not to be there. Let that mind be what it is. It is based upon external circumstances that are there, or my own prarabdha. Accordingly, the thoughts come. Thoughts not necessarily influenced by only the world outside. The world is the same for Ajnasya Vijnasya Vishwamasti. For the man of ignorance, a man of knowledge, for both of them, world is there. So if I see the blue color flower, then you also see the blue color only. Everybody sees the same thing only. But what arises here? Decided by what? Based upon our past desires, our priorities, our earlier experiences, our exposure to certain knowledge, or absence of it, or even past karmas. Based upon that only the thoughts arise. How can you decide that? What should be there? You can close your eye. I don't want to see. That's okay. But how long you will remain like that? Okay, I am a Mahatma. I don't want to see anything. Badram karne shune. Anyway, now our youngsters, you don't want to hear anybody else. Like, close your nose also. Because you don't want to smell anything bad. then you lie down, put cotton in your boots, and go. Mahatma, what happened? Everything is closed. So when a person has that higher understanding, udasyanavadasinaha na dveshti sampravrittani na nivrittani kamkshati. Udasinavadasinaha. So, having said that, now Purvapakshi has a question now. You see, Udasina, the word is used, right? Udasina means Ud-asina, rising above. That word, I have a doubt. What is it? Audasinyam vidyeye videyam chet.
Audasinyam videyam chet.
Vatshabda vyartada tada.
Vatshabda vyartada tada.
Nashakta that's the spelling. Asya, right? Asye. Asye? Okay. Nashakta asye dehadyaha.
Nashakta asye dehadyaha.
Iti chet roga eva saha.
Iti chet roga eva saha.
Audasinyam videyam chet vatshabda vyartada tada. Nashakta asye dehadyaha iti chet roga eva saha. The Purvapakshi, until this is for some time, he is very quiet. He says, okay, he raises this question. Audasinyam means again, I said, indifference. See, indifference by itself cannot be the trait expressing the wisdom. There are people who are indifferent. Doesn't mean they're wise. right? Indifference by itself. Somebody is not interested in something. Wise person. How can the wisdom be merely by because of udasina? The state of udasina. Able to hear me now? Yes. We lost you. Oh, you lost me? When did you lose me? Now it's okay. So, udasinata is what is said to be the state of mind of a wise person. That alone by itself cannot be considered as the characteristics of a wise person. Udasinyam videche. So because there are people who are disinterested in many things. For example, a tamasic person. What? You want to do anything? No. Mahatma. Desire, calm, he has become a calm. Man of such desirelessness, see? And if you, let's say, he is fully drunk. You want to eat anything? No. See? Detached from even eating. So extreme tamas also will look like that. Udasinata will be there in the case of a person who is lazy, unproductive. What do you call that? Dirgha Sudri. Dirgha Sudri means what? Procrastination. आज कुछ नहीं करूंगा, कल ही करूंगा. कल जाओ, वही बताएगा. Tomorrow you go. Do it. कल करता हूं. I don't want to say which city it's at. कल करता हूं. आज कुछ नहीं करता. You call that as wisdom? So if you use the word udasinata alone as the hallmark of a wise person, that's just the question Purvapaksh. Is that what we call it as a man of wisdom? Udasinata, state of udasinyam? So then no, that is why Bhagavan Krishna used the word vat. Udasinavat asina. Iva. So very carefully worded there. As though like an indifferent person. Udasinavat. So let's say, vat shabda vyartata tada. Why Bhagavan has used the word vat, added that vat? Otherwise it is useless, the word. If a person wearing and all they dress like a sadhu, then you say sadhuvat tishtati. Looking like a sadhu. It's not sadhu. Sadhuvat. So a person, if somebody says, today you are looking good. So that means what? Yesterday I was not. Today I appear to be good because of the layers and layers of whatever you put. Today you look young. Oh. What does it mean? So here, udasi. So here's the word udasinavat asina. So the vat shabda is vyartada bhavet tada. So why Bhagavan used the word vat along with udasina? Because he means he will behave like a person who is indifferent. It is also said that unmattavat bhalavat tishtati purushaha dhira purusha viveki. A man of knowledge will behave like a child or behave like a madman. Not a madman, not a child, but like the child. Like the child's innocence, like a madman who doesn't care about what others think about him. Not that he's become a mad. That's not that. So where here that person has no more worry about what others think, what others' opinion about him, he doesn't bother about that. He doesn't dance according to the world's tunes. He has his own way of looking at things, and he has his own understanding about how to go about things. He will not go according to what others want him to do. Of course, what he does will be useful to everybody else, everybody around him, but it is not according to their wish. So, udasinavat, like unmattavat, balavat tishtati. So here, that vat shabda will become vyartha, useless otherwise. So, Bhagavan has used, Krishna has used the word vat there, udasinavat. So, and also it says, nashakta asye dehadyaha. So, and he asya dehadyaha. So, because of the higher understanding, his body will lose his power, etc., because no action will come out of him out of desire. Right? So, what others do, he doesn't do. When he remains not engaging in the world the way others do, does not mean he has become weak. Na asye dehadyaha na shaktaha iti chet. If you think that a person, because he does not act like anybody else, so passionately, so desirefully, so, with a lot of, rajas, he may not act, doesn't mean, I think, many people think that also. Swamiji, after Vedanta padne ke baad, after study of Vedanta, will they become useless? Because others passionately engage in this world with so much of self-importance and pride, and then wanting to achieve that. Mujhe nahi chahiye. So then it will appear like he doesn't have any more the power, physical power or strength or a passion. Of course, he does not have a passion, he does not have any selfish interest, but that doesn't mean that he will not engage. As Bhagavan Krishna very clearly says, just like a saktaha, men of with attachment engage in this world, in the same way, asaktaha api varteta, they also engage detachedly, they become powerful. The Mahatmas, when you look at them day in and day out, so they work so hard with no personal ambition or personal agenda at all. Why? What pushed them to engage in the world? Love for God, and they know the purpose why they have been created. They've been created in this world. So, nashaktaha asye dehadyaha iti chet. If you think that these people will have no physical strength to engage anymore in this world, that doesn't mean at all. It actually means, if you think physical body is weak, that is roga eva. It is not yoga, it is a roga. So they say roga eva saha. If you think that physically one is weak, so again the point is, a tamasic person will also no desire to engage, does not mean he is a wise person. That tamas is a sickness. Do not misunderstand that to be sattva. So that's the difference between rogi and a yogi. Yogi also does not have any intention to engage, therefore he will keep quiet. A rogi cannot do. As Swami Tapovanam said very clearly, the difference between a beggar and a sadhu is this. Both of them don't want anything, they don't have anything. Right? Yeah, beggar also doesn't have anything. And a sadhu also doesn't have anything. Beggar cannot have. Yogi decided not to have. That's the difference. You cannot say to the world, I decided what? Not to become the president of this country. Mahavairagya. Decided. No more. I have decided not to run for president. Is that a Vairagya? Or if a Bhailwan next to him is standing, come on, I challenge you. I don't fight with people like you. Do you think that is any strength? So if you think that merely physically you may not doing, thinking that you are such a person because he does not do anything, yogi, no, that is rogi. Nashakta asye dehadyaha iti. Dehadye aha asye nashaktaha iti chet roga eva saha. That is not yoga, it is rogue. It's become a rogue. Now, please therefore understand, Vedanta does not make you useless. One becomes more efficient because of mind being extremely alert, mindful, attentive, awareful, focused, one-pointed, and clearly knows the purpose. And such a person, when he engages, he will bring efficiency in whatever he does, because the mind is not distracted. And mind is able to apply itself into the task fully. Where our mind, okay, by the time you do one thing, something else comes to your mind. Oh, that is stupid. Oh, that is, oh, this is, I think tomorrow. Finish. The mind is not at all focused. So Vedanta makes an individual not only efficient, but very useful to the world. So here, continuing next point, Tattvabodham Kshayam Vyadim
Tattvabodham Kshayam Vyadim
Manyante te Mahadiyah
Manyante ye Mahadiyah
Tesham Prajnati Vishada
Tesham Prajnati Vishada
Kim Tesham Dushakam Vada
Kim Tesham Dushakam Vada
Tattvabodham Kshayam Vyadim Manyanye ye Mahadiyah Tesham Prajnati Vishada Kim Tesham Dushakam Vada. Now, here Vidyaranya Maharaj, Vidyaranya, kind of taunting. People who think that Tattvabodham means Tattvasya Bodham, Atma Tattvasya Bodham, the knowledge of the highest reality. Tattva really means essence. Anything that is of an essence, uska tattva kya hai? What is the tattva of it? Meaning, what is the essential teaching of a thing? So here, Atma Tattvam or Tattva Bodham, Kshayam Vyadim Manyante. It is Kshaya. It is considered to be a useless, making a person useless. It making a person have no more ability to engage in the world. Vyadi iti Manyante. Who are those people? Mahadiya. Wow. What a wonderful intelligence they have. See, this is the problem with the people in general. When I first joined Sandipani in Bombay, I was the first person to go to the ashram because I got so bored with other things. I said, okay, let me chalo, mujhe jaye. Even though my time, 1 week later only I have to join, I said, let me go first. So I went first, much before, all other students came. So I had a lot of time because nothing else to do in the ashram, just looking around, getting used to the place, because other students have not yet come. So I had 3 uncles in Bombay. So they all came. Kya hua? Kya hua? Kyun? Next question is why? What happened? What's wrong? So they think there is something seriously wrong with this person. Huh? I think some failure. कौन है वो लड़की? We will patch it up because 1 week time you have. Decide. Why are you thinking that there is a failure? Our Gurudev said, if you are a failure in this world, you are a failure here too. Now what? The mind which is a failing mind will not just excel even wherever you go. It will be the same. So they all took pity on me. Poor thing. So, Kshayam Vyadi Tattvabodham Kshayam Vyadim Manyante. Who? Ye Mahadin. Those who think they are great, they think that they know better. So it is of the nature of sickness, uselessness, unproductive existence. And if you look at how Gurudev, within the span of 40 years, he has created 300 branches. Think. A useless person will be able to do it. CEO of 300 branches. Think about it, problems. He would get, he said that Swami Tejomanji, when he assumed the position of being a chief of, the head of the mission, he says 365 centers with 365 Swamis and Brahmacharis and more than 80 schools and other. Every day from morning to evening, I will have problems. Think, if you have one child, think of how many problems you can face per day. 365, more than that, 365 sadhus and brahmacharis. Every day there will be a problem. 85 schools, 360 plus centers. Now, see, everybody will think that my problem is important for him to address. They will send. Right? Every day I will get it. So my personal decision is I will not write anything to the head of the, because already he's so many small things. Why should I bother him? You will continuously and report, and every school want him to look at the report. Every center, when they have the monthly meeting, they want to look at the report. Respond. Please respond. How will you do? I mean, humanly not possible. A CEO of a corporation, you may have a whole set of board of directors who will. Here then, no. From Swami only we need the response. Think about it. So you think that it is Kshayam Vyadi? Tattvabodham Kshayam Vyadim Manyante Mahadya. Tesham Prajna Adivishata. Adivishesha. He is now taunting her. Their knowledge is, wow. Who? These people who think that this knowledge of Vedanta is useless, sickness, only powerless. Their knowledge is indeed unique. Tesham prajna ati vishada. What is not possible by them? Kim tesham dushakam mother. Dushakam means impossible. What is not possible for such people? Taunting them, saying that such people who have such a misunderstanding about this knowledge, who think it will only make people useless, powerless, weak and unproductive, what to talk about their greatness? What to talk about their ability to do things? They can achieve anything they want. This is what they think. So indirectly taunting, such kind of misunderstanding, one should not have. Now, to substantiate their argument, they will bring characters from Purana. There is one Jata-bharata. It is said in Bhagavatam, there is a story about Jata-bharata. And he was a man of great knowledge, no doubt. And Jata-bharata means his name was Bharata, but Jada means not much of a use to the people. He will not take interest in doing anything. So quoting him say, see what happened to that person. And the knowledge made him Jadamudu. So he's quoting that. Baradadera pravrittihi
Paradadena pravrittihi
Puranokti chetada
Puranokti chetada
Chakshan krida ratim bindan
Chakshan kridannatim bindan
Nityashroshirna kim shrutim
Nityashroshirna kim shrutim
Baradadera pravrittihi Puranokti chetada Chakshan kridan ratim bindan Nityashroshirna kim shrutim Bharata Adehe Pravrittihi. The engagement or activities of persons like Jada Bharata, who is said to be a person of knowledge, but yet he remained mostly uninvolved in the world. He was doing very menial work only. This palanquin he was carrying. That is that most the laborious task, but that's what he was doing. Even though he was a man of highest knowledge, he did not take any interest in doing anything, and he engaged in things that are very, very menial. So quoting him is there, Varadadehe pravrittihi, apravrittihi. Sorry. Apravritti means not engagement. Varadadehe, people like Bharata, it is said in Purane Ukta. Purane Ukta. Purana Ukta means it is spoken in the Puranas. Iti chet, if you quote that, because the Purupakshi is also a well-read person only. It's not that he's just on the street. I've read Purana. What? He said there in the Purana that such a person of wisdom was there, and he was not at all interested in any pravritti, and he was doing some very menial job just for the sake of sustaining himself. So this is the condition of people of wisdom, you see. So many, as I said, some people ask, what was your name when you were normal, Swamiji? Oh. You consider me as an abnormal. They go to the extent and say, do you take ever shower at all? Why? Because always I see you in the same dress. No change of dress. Sometimes I wear the waist only to make sure that people don't think that it's a waist anyway, but anyway, waist. So, Bharadadehe aprariti Purana Ukta iti chet. Tada. So then the answer to that is, have you not, your source of knowledge is wrong. Source of knowledge is wrong. Don't go to Puranas to understand about wise people. Look at the Upanishads. Because Purana is storytelling. And in any storytelling, there is exaggeration. In any movie you watch, a person angry, they don't show just angry. That is how you know that person is angry. Why do they have to say that? Why do they have to even love means all that drama that goes on? It is just to highlight that particular emotion. What do you call that? Serials. You see every day the fighting that goes on. Whatever is happening at home, they are showing it there also. But they do such I don't like you. From one angle, then the third angle. From the top, they show like that. So they keep on showing for next 5 minutes the same thing only. Why do they do it? They want to highlight that. So here what we see, Shroshir na kim shrutim. Shrutim na shoshi. Did you not listen from the Shruti properly? Oh, what does the Shruti say about a person? Is it not like the Jada? Not at all. What? They engage in everything that a common man does. Chakshan, Kridan, Ratim Bindan, Iti. Asroshi. Is it not that you have heard from the Shruti about a man of knowledge, also one who who eats Chakshan, Kridan, he is also playing about. Oh, Swamiji, do you play cricket? Of course I do. You play basketball very well. You don't know. Why? It's about what the knowledge need not necessarily make a person useless. So, do you eat? Gurudev was asked, Swamiji, do you sleep? What else do you think I'll do? Night to whole night, wake up and look around. I'm not a Rakshasa. And I'm not Naktanjara. I sleep very well than you. Because I have nothing to think about. That's what Gurudev used to say. So, people have peculiar ideas. Chakshan, Kridan, Ratim, Bindan, Iti, Ashroshi, Nakim, Shrutim. You are not heard from the Shruti. Because Shruti, the Upanishad very clearly point out that a man of knowledge externally will have all the things common which others do, as it is again and again explained that what happens within his mind as respect to the perception, the way the person looks at the world and understands it, what thoughts he will engage in and what he will give up can never be known by externally looking at that person. So such a person also get hungry, he will also eat, he will also drink, he will also walk, he will also talk, he will also play, he will also go to places, things. According to the vasanas that are there, prarabdha will bring him experiences, he will go through that. Only thing is he never gets victimized. He will never get caught up in that. If it's there, yes. If it's not there, so what? Move. Whereas I want it, I didn't get it. Sit there in the corner and keep crying. So that is not the case of a man of wisdom. We'll see more of it. So it's towards the end, he's bringing in more and more clarity, and then next he will take up sadhana. What are the sadhanas to be done? That we will see in the next few classes and complete 290 verses of chapter 6. It's a long chapter, no doubt, but brings about so much of clarity in thinking. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyat Dukkham Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.